So, so these days we are discussing cultural studies. So today, here is another important writer or theorist we could say. The name of this theorist is Antonio Gramsci, one of the most important figure if you talk about cultural studies. So today we are going to discuss his most important concept in this particular domain, and the name of that concept is cultural hegemony. So let's go further. So let's talk about his autobiography or biography. Antonio Gramsci was a politician, journalist, and Marxist philosopher, born in Elis, Sardinia. Okay, he was a founding member of the Italian Communist Party and served as its secretary general. So he belongs to Marxist Party. Okay, so his major works are Prison Notebooks, The Modern Prince, Letter from Prison, The Southern Question, one of his most important work, Selections from Political Writings, 1910 to 1920, and after that, Elections from Cultural Writings. So these are his some important works. So here is the main concept of Antonio Gramsci, cultural hegemony. So what is cultural hegemony? As we know what is culture is, we discussed it more times. Cultural hegemony refers to the dominance of one culture group over others. Okay, it's a kind of a supremacy. Okay, from one culture over other culture. Within a society, this dominance is not merely enforced through political or economic means. Rather, it is established and maintained through cultural institutions such as media, education, and religion. Okay, so here we are not just talking about economy or military, so to say. Okay, but here by imposing your cultural beliefs, your set of culture, your language on other societies or other countries which you want to oppress or suppress. Okay, so Gramsci argued that power isn't just about force or laws. Okay, it's also about ideas and culture. Okay, if you talk about the British Empire, then how they expand. What is the expansion? What is their expansion? So, by imposing their language and their culture, so to say, the concept of a gentleman, a man with tie, white skin, all these things belongs to their culture. So he said that the ruling class, the people in charge, maintains control not just through the military or government, but by shaping the way people think. This is called hegemony. Okay, by psychologically attacking, you're attacking psychologically on their mind. Okay, this is cultural hegemony by imposing your cultural beliefs, language, although religion also one of the most important component if you talk about cultural hegemony. Okay, let's go further. So hegemony is when the dominant group in society gets others to accept their ideas, values, and beliefs as normal or common sense, even when those ideas might not benefit everyone. Okay, if you talk about hegemony, it is the other meaning of hegemony is rule by consent or degree through consent. Okay, after 2 or 3 slides, I am going to take an example of British Empire, and we are going to discuss it there. Okay, so Gramsci believed that if you want to change society, you need to change these beliefs, not just overthrow the government. Okay, so here once again it is not a question of a government or a military or a kind of a force, but by imposing your beliefs. His concept of cultural hegemony is most famously discussed in Antonio Gramsci's Prison Notebooks, uh, a kind of treatise that he just written in prison. Okay, Prison Notebooks. So here is one example. There is a work written by Edmund Spenser, one of Shakespeare's contemporary, Edmund Spenser. And the name of that work is A View of the Present State of Ireland. I just discussed that work earlier in my one of my lectures, that how there are two people arguing that how to dominate Irish or how to suppress Irish or Ireland. Okay, two lords are arguing. England they never suppress, or Ireland is never under the clutches of Britain. But their two lords are arguing that how to, suppress Ireland or Irish. So one Lord just say that if you want to conquer them, we have to what damage their language system, their cultural beliefs. After they will never know who they are. Okay, so they are attacking on your language, on your culture beliefs, or traditions also. How to eradicate religion, language, and legal system of the particular country of the country. Okay, let's go further. So here is the British Empire, where they just ruled. So you can say almost every part of the India. Okay, and here are some Caribbean islands also. So this is British Empire. Okay, how, and it's all about their expansion. Let's go further. British Empire and hegemony. Okay, through the example of British Empire, we are going to understand this concept. What is cultural hegemony? British culture and values were imposed on colonized societies, also impacting their education or institutions. Okay, if you take the example of India, we are going to learn that in their time they just spread Christianity. Okay, their religion. For that they just invite many missionaries who spread their religion, Christianity, Christian religion. Okay, promotion of English language. So how they just impose our language on Indians, okay, on us. Figures like Thomas Babington Macaulay, he's very famous for his 80-35 minutes on education. Okay, the British prioritized English as the medium of instruction. Okay, so I take some two quotes from 80-35 minutes of Macaulay. So here are these quotes. English education would create a class of Indians who were a class of persons, India in blood and color. Okay, there's blood and color, but English in tastes and in opinions, in moral and in intellect. Okay, so it's not about their color, their blood, but their taste may be like Britishers, like white people. Okay, so this is the main thing why they just impose our language on us. They just want a type of mediator. Okay, so after that he just totally neglect two languages, Persia and what? A single shelf of a good European library was worth the whole native literature of India and Arabia. Okay. So a single shelf of a good European library. Still they are emphasizing on the one concept that our language is superior than yours. Okay. So here Babington Macaulay is talking about his literature, his language, English language. Okay. His cultural beliefs, how they think. Okay. All the things he just mentioned in his Macaulay's 80-35 minute on education. Okay. So here's the example. Let's go further. So missionaries established schools, hospitals, orphanage and welfare societies, providing education and social services to marginalized communities, including Dalits and tribal populations. Okay. So many missionaries came from England, and after that they are spreading their own religion, Christianity, okay, the Jesus, so to say. And after that, they translated the Bible and other Christian texts into various Indian languages. Okay, there is a one person, William Carey, who just take all the vernacular languages or the native language of a particular region, of Indian region, and after that translated Bible and other text into that particular into English language. So here the policy of the Britishers. Okay, like aiding in literacy and making Christian teachings more accessible. Okay, William Carey, a British Baptist missionary, played a pivotal role in this endeavor. Okay, transforming Indian vernacular languages through his translation work. Again, that a kind of concept, why damaging someone culture, why damaging someone language or eradicating it. Okay, they are never came to know who they are. Okay. So here is another concept of Antonio Gramsci, and that is organic culture. What is organic culture actually? Organic intellectuals arise from within their own social group, be it the working class, peasantry, or another community. Okay, these individuals serve as the thinkers, organizers, and spokesperson for their class. Okay, they are talking about a spokesperson of a particular class who just raise a voice for his or her class, articulating its aspiration and challenges. They play a crucial role in building class consciousness and advocating for social change. So this is organic culture. So we just completed two concepts of Antonio Gramsci. First is cultural hegemony, and this is organic culture. So that's all. Thank you very much.